Hi, I'm Joseph Trill, and I'll be going over the ETL workflows for income and its relation to restaurant price and rating. So this is our external data source. It is an IRS income by zip code. So for each zip code, we have adjusted gross income, total income, and taxable income. We're most concerned about this average total income and how we're going to use this data looking at our Clover DX. So for this top pipeline, we have the database reader and the external reader, and what this external reader is going to get is the average income for each zip code. What we're reading from the database is the ratings for each restaurant and their zip codes. We will aggregate this on zip code and get the average rating by zip code. So on the hash join, when we hash join these, we'll hash join them by zip code, and we will get, as a result, the average rating for restaurants in that zip code and the average total income for that zip code. And we'll sort these on income in ascending order and write them to the Excel sheet and the database, our database. And for this bottom pipeline, from the database, from the universal data reader will still be reading the average total income by zip code, but for the database, we will be reading in the excuse me, we will be reading in the count for price types for each zip code. So we have low, medium, and high for the price ranges in our database, and this one will count low, medium, and high by zip code, and then we'll join them on zip code. So coming out of this external hash join, we have zip code, and then we have a low count, a high count, and a medium count. And we'll join this with the average total income on zip code and sort this by income in ascending order and write these to our Excel sheet and our database. So looking at the results, this is for rating and income by zip code. For this, we were expecting at higher income brackets. We were expecting a higher restaurant rating. But as you can see, it's not very definitive. The rating for zip codes is pretty evenly distributed. Maybe there's a little bit dip up here at higher income brackets, but again, it's pretty evenly distributed and tough to tell. So something we might be able to recommend is if there are better restaurants at lower income areas, but again, it's so evenly distributed that it's hard to recommend that for our application users. Looking at the price and income by zip code, we get a little bit more of an interesting analysis. So for this, we were expecting at higher income brackets that you'll have more expensive restaurants. And this doesn't necessarily seem to be the case for expensive restaurants. Expensives are pretty evenly distributed across all income brackets, but for moderate and cheap restaurants, you can definitely see down here that there are more moderate and cheap restaurants at lower incomes. So maybe if people using our application are looking for a cheaper meal, we can recommend restaurants in lower income zip codes. And those are our conclusions for these charts. Thank you.